Okay, so now we are going to look about the mathematical formulations in this BCRC cycle, and this would be helpful in solving the numericals if if we actually know what is happening in each and individual cycle. Okay, so let us start now. Okay, so from this for the cycle, for the process from 1 to 2, we know that this is the isoentropic process. So we are going to write for process 1 to 2, the entropy is constant. That means S1 is equals to S2. S1 and S2 are the entropy at these respective stages. Okay, now this is, since this is an isoentropic process, that means heat energy change will be 0. So that means Q is 0 for this process 1 to 2. Also we know that this is the process which is taking place in the compressor, and compressor is a compressor. In this case we are having an open flow compressor, so work calculation would be done using the formula for the open flow work, that is from this formula. Okay, and W compressor can be written as minus integration of minus BdP. This can also be taken as integration of minus dH, and which can be written as enthalpy differences between these 2 points, H2 minus H1. Now how we derive this formula, that is integration minus BdP to dH, let us see. We know that what is H? H is entropy, and it can be written as U plus PV. Here U is the internal energy, B is the specific volume, and P is the pressure over here. If we differentiate it, we arrive at dH is equals to du plus PdV plus VdP. Okay, this is the differentiation that is done. Now this term is from the thermodynamics first law, is equal to the energy change dq, and we have already seen that dq from for this process 1 to 2 is 0. So this term is neglected, this term becomes 0. So dH is equal to bdp, which is being substituted over here. Okay, so that's all for the process 1 to 2. Now we move to the process 2 to 3. What is happening from the for the process 2 to 3? There is heat rejection, and heat rejection is occurring in two stages, from 2 to 2 days and 2 days to 3. From 2 to 2 days, the vapors that are in the superheated state, they are desuperheated, and they are coming to the final state, that is of saturated vapors. Okay, and after that there is a phase change occurring over here from saturated vapor to the saturated liquid. Okay, so during this desuperheating, the heat exchange for the process 2 to 3 we are talking about, for the process 2 to 3. For this process, the heat change, that is qk is representing the condensation heat that is released from here, that can be written as H2 minus H3, that is the enthalpy change between these 2 points in under which this process is occurring. Okay, now the heat exchange that is taken from 2 to 2 days, that can be written as Q sensible. What is sensible heating? Sensible heating is that heating in which temperature change occurs, that is occurring only between 2 to 2 days. So it can be written as m dot into Cp T2 minus T2 dash. Okay, here m dot is the mass flow rate, Cp is the corresponding specific heat of the refrigerant, and T2 minus T2 dash is the temperature change between the points 2 and 2 dash. Okay, and for this 3 to 2 dash, we are going to use the formula, that is ml. L is the latent heat of vaporization, and we would also be needing the saturation properties also for evaluation. Okay, this formula is used only in the case when complete evaporation is taking place from 2 days to 3. Okay, if this substance is left in this middle region, then we will not use this formula. Okay, so you just remember this formula. Okay, and now we move to the process 3 to 4. For the process 3 to 4, what is happening? This 3 to 4 is the isoenthalpic. Isoenthalpic means enthalpy is constant in this process. That means H3 is equals to H4, since it is an isoenthalpic process. Now what is this point H4? This point H4 lies in the BAT region. This whole region is the liquid plus vapor region that we already talked. The area under this curve is the liquid plus vapor region. This is the liquid region. This is the pure vapor region, or the superheat region. Okay, so for governing, for defining the properties of substance in this region, we need to ensure that we have two parameters. Okay, and those are known as the state variables of the particular substance. So in this case, if any point that is between in this region, we define that and at that point the content of moisture present in that particular substance using the dryness fraction. Okay, here comes x, it is represented by x, and let us say it is called as dryness fraction. What does it indicate? Indicates the amount of water vapor present in the particular mixture. We know that at this point, at this saturation point, the substance is purely in the liquid form, but at this point all the substance that is present in the liquid form have been converted to the vaporized form. So in between this, we would be having a mixture of liquid and a vapor, and the amount of liquid will go on decreasing to that point 1. So if the dryness fraction is more, that means the most of the part of the mixture is in the vapor form. Okay, so I have written here that entropy will be equal for H3 to H4. Now the enthalpy at point 4 can also be written as HF4 plus X4 into H1 minus HF4. Okay, now what does this HF4 show? HF4 is actually the enthalpy of pure liquid, or the saturated liquid. That means when no vapor is present in that liquid, that is at this point. Okay, so that is HF4. Okay, HF4 plus X4 is the dryness fraction, that means the amount of liquid present in that mixture. Okay, and that is multiplied with the entropy difference H1 minus HF4, that is at this point. Means this whole entropy change we have taken and we have multiplied it by the dryness fraction, that is the enthalpy is some portion of this whole enthalpy change from 1 to 4 dash. Okay, so this is what written over here. We can derive from here the formula for X4, which can be written as H3 minus HF4 upon H1 minus HF4. Okay, that's all for the process 3 to 4. Now we go to the process 4 to 1. Now for the process 4 to 1, we have in this process the refrigerating effect taking place. So we can write as refrigerating effect as QC, and it is written as H1 minus H4. And we know very well the formula for COP is refrigerating effect upon the work input, and refrigerating effect we have derived H1 minus H4, and for the work input we have already derived, that is H2 minus H1. Okay, H2 minus H1. Okay, the negative sign here is symbolized that we need to supply the work to the compressor. We are not taking the work from the process. Okay, so we would continue this discussion in the next video, and we will look at the refrigerant flow rate, compressor work per ton, and the losses involved in the actual operation of this process in the next video. Thank you.